What the juck is, everybody? Gender here, back at it with another episode of the 2026 Maplestory progression series. It is episode 24. Ah, damn, I keep saying it, but this time we're nearly half a year through this series. That's nuts. We're also way more than half a year into the year. Half a year into the year? I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, look, let's just dive into it. First, let's start off with some guild prog. So once again, we have gone up. Well, we didn't gain a level, but we gained some decent EXP. And we're slowly going towards level 25, which is the last damage buff, which is quite nice. Still sporting 8, 0, 15, 15. Going to be a long time where I can go the full 15, 0, 15, 15. It is going to take a lot of effort, but we'll see if we can make it happen. All right, moving on. Let's go for the recap of the week. This week was a big one. It was a doozy, as we had to liberate the Errol, we had to clear hard Kai, clear hard Saren. We didn't make the hero video. I didn't reach the 650k kills. I think I got like 375, and well, I got a majority of the value out of that $10 pass. But the main mission was to clear Kai, clear Saren. And then I did also upload a bunch of Errol solos, which is quite nice. Star Force, we'll go over the gains made over this Star Force, as some characters got crazy gains. And then, yes. Cool. Looking forward to that. Let's go for a cheeky peek of next week, or this week, or yes, this week. So I've included the calendar here now, just to make it pop a little more. But right now, I'm recording this Thursday for me, so we're right here recording. So this will be uploaded tomorrow, and the PTS opens tomorrow. Yippee! Should be already out by the time this video goes out. But my main thing is to look at the new events, what goodies they give us, and of course, begin to plan Kinesis and how the first couple of weeks of the Kinesis is going to look like. And then videos planned. The hero video just keeps getting pushed across. I'm not sure when I'll make the hero video, but hey, it's on the docket. I'm also thinking of making one, because I'm making the Kinesis, so I may as well make a planned video around the Kinesis as well. This Sunday is a 50% honor event, which I'll be upping the wild. I'm going to try and get crit rate on the Wild Hunter, and then fix the Errol's inner ability. It's like a 21 attack and like an epic line of like abnormal damage. And then that's really it for this week. And kind of look at the graphic. PTS opens. Of course, I didn't include it, but the Dawn Royale liberates this week. Yippee! It's gonna be a fun time. We'll get 6 total tokens from Kai. Honor event, and then PTS closes on the Monday, which I think is like the Tuesday for me. So decent week to look forward to. And then this is like a dead week, and then the week after we have part 2 coming out, and the Kinesis Hyperburn. Yippee! All right, and speaking of Star Force, coming up on the 19th, I am going to make this a recurring thing where I list what I am looking to upgrade. So right now, in this given moment, there's going to be what 1 or 2 more of these before the actual event. But this is what I want to actually go for. I didn't actually realize my hero is sitting on like a 15-star slime ring. I'm like, oh, I could have tapped that. Well, now I know. So going to make this my, like, I record these videos every week and I still don't know what characters I have that need to be upgrading. So I'm going to make it very obvious for myself and also give a target like, oh, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing that. So the Wild Hunter will be getting love for a Twilight Mark if 1 drops. We got like, what, 4 clears, 4 chances to get a Twilight Mark from Lucid Will. So we'll see what happens. Hero also is going to getting its pendant this week. I can get that at 21 stars, which will be really good. It should be fairly easy because I already have a Dom at 21 stars, so I might just transfer that and tap it up to 21 with a Safeguard 4, make it very easy for myself, and then tap these when I get a chance to. And then of course the main project will get the Hardo to go to the moon. Look, the Hardo technically doesn't need the gains, it's already strong enough, but look, making a character strong is a lot of fun. So in order of priority, we have 2 spares of each of the Zerk and the ET, so it will be most likely, I'm not sure if I do 1144, it's very expensive. So I may just do 111 and see what happens, get both at 21 stars. Get them 21 stars to settle, and then when I have more disposable income, I can then take them to 22 stars. And of course, it's sporting 18-star pendants, so I may also get these 2 to 21 stars, and then of course I slime ring 21 stars. And on the off chance that I have money still, we still have Arcanes to tap, which is always going to be a big increase. But we only have as 130 bill to play with. This is 2 weeks of weekly income, and I think 2 BM runs. I could probably do a third. I think the Blaster, the Adele, and the Hider need to clear BM this month still. And of course, in Challenge World, we won't have as much cash to play with, and I'm not sure if I'll have the full amount for Star Forcing because I still want to finish off its Mezzo drop gear. It still needs those last 2 double drop item pieces, and it's going to take a while to get. But on the off chance that I do have money, the best 2 will be the Plasma Heart 18 stars, and then trying to get a belt. I didn't include it, but some earrings as well, 21 stars, just so they're ready to be transferred. All right, let's go over the overview of the characters. Oh, you can't see everything here. That's not good. The important stuff is that the Blaster is now 275, and the Errol is 281. We'll get more into those later. And of course, the Hero dinged 270. Yippee! It's still doing Arcgolics just because it needs a bit more love. A little annoying, and I haven't gone back to dailies just yet, as Jucker gets most of the attention. The Blaster's only doing Monster Park, and it's doing MPA, which is kind of nice. And it's now being. I'm not sure who I'll give Angler Company to. I may give Angler Company to some of the C10 boss meals just to give them a bit more love, just so they can get Hecate and some of their nodes level 1 sooner rather than later. Alrighty, Kronos spending. We had 116 bill this week. I think I maybe had more, but I'm gonna go with 116. We spent all of it but 6 bill. And we Star Forced. Wrong. We Star Forced the Kana. And it was just the Kana. I basically spent it all on the Kana. We'll see what gains the Kana made this week. Then Legion Champions managed to sneak in a Hayato Hard Seren clear. And it's now, yeah, we got 3% crit damage across the board, which is quite nice. Now the Blaster needs to do it. So I'll try and clear Hard Seren on the Blaster. That should be feasible. The Blaster has more than enough CP to do it. I just need to bug it out and go for it, which would be a nice small gain for the Adele, the Blaster, the Hider, and the Ren. So expect their CP gains to be decent this week, as they all just got 3 crit damage, which means if I can get the Blaster to get this, I will have to wait until probably November until we get Legend Champion 5 before the Errol gets ported over. Even though the Kana can also do Hard Seren and can also be there, it's the Errol's going to take priority. Alrighty, let's get into some. First up, we got to go into. I think I got them all, but daily tracker, my diary. We're looking at drops for the week. Woo! So Blaster got a Berserk. That is a huge pog. Ren got another Commanding Force earrings, and the Kana also got a CFE, as that is the haul for this week. Can't list the Errol, but the Errol got a book and a map, which is pretty pog. All right, now we can move on to the characters. The first up is the Ren. The Ren gained about 9 or 8 mil CP from last week, so we can go back to last week. There we go, 272, and we're now in the 30 mil range, which is quite nice. I think it's a combination of the event stats in addition to the extra crit damage, which is a huge amount of crit damage. All right, you can see kind of the XP as well. This is literally just from dailies. This was the Monday, sorry, the Sunday Sunday, where Monster Park just gives you a cubic fuck ton of EXP. They're looking to, I think it's like less than like 2 weeks till 288, which is kind of nice. Just not doing any work, and it's just passively gaining EXP. It's like kind of crazy. No gains yet in Hexa, as I am just hoarding this for no reason. Once I hit max, I'll probably decide what I want to get. Most like if I want to like just guess, it's probably this skeleton 19, and then who knows? I think Wish this goes up a bit soon. I don't know. We'll see what happens to the Ren when it happens, and then not much has happened to its gear this week. It's been relatively simple. Slow getting more of these. One more week and we can buy 2. We technically after this week's or next week's worth of bosses, I could redeem a map and a Zerg and go 9 set. Like that is a feasibility, but then I will need like 11 months to get a badge. But the badge does take priority. Besides, I could get a map and a Zerk this week anyway, so we're just gonna wait and see what happens. And I'm not in a rush for the damage. I don't like sure, 9 set would be fun. And again, this is also assuming if I tap the CFE, tap the sauce, tap the Dream Belt, tap the ET, get them all to 22 stars, and yeah. And also if I tap the map and the Zerk to 22 stars as well, which is your dreaming, mate. That is a lot of money if I do the 4-4-4-4 method. All right, but W gains for the Ren. Moving on to the Adele. The Adele saw a huge increase, went up by 10 mil CP as well, and that's about it. It got some love, but it is still looking pretty dry in terms of no drops this week. But I did rearrange its inventory. It does look a little bit more presentable. It has so many DOM, so many sub pendants. Like, I don't need this many to get a 22 sauce. Like, this is like going for 23 and beyond, and I don't have the money for it yet. But the Adele does have a lot of potential, and when I do decide to fix this, it'll get fixed. It is doing hard Siren every week just for that chance to get a Mitras, and then I should continue doing hard Siren just for a little extra money, and you do get that pitch core, which is pretty good. Do that's 52. If you don't do hard Siren, that's 52 cores a year that you're missing out on. That's a quarter of a pitch right there. God. But yes, W Adele gains. It's really just the crit damage, and that's about it. All right, moving on to the Blaster. Did someone say Blaster? Blaster is sitting at 222 mil. It's on the rise. Like back when it first started out. Look at this. When it was this is late January, 149 mil, and boom, it's getting up there, and it's still got some crazy gains. Like look at this monocle, 12 stars. Like, god damn, if this is an 18-star map, that's already, I think, plus 5 mil range, right? Easily, because it gets the 4 set, and even with Mitras as well. Like, oh. Once this rolls, I am still throwing a bunch of solid cubes that I get from bossing onto this thing, and one of these days, it's going to hit 3-line attack. It's going to, and like, I need 3-line attack because this is what I have right now. Like, I need the 3-line attack. There's no question about it. So gains on the Blaster. The biggest one is hitting that Zerk. So that does mean that in about 7 to 8 weeks, I can redeem both a book and a map, and boom, 6 set or 7 set with Blackheart. And in that time, I can just wait. Like, I don't need to actually, because I still need 8 weeks to redeem both, I can just wait. And if I get one of them, I can just buy the other, and boom, this guy's basically done with pitches. As it's going to be a long time before I replace both the belt and the earrings. But I am stacking Daybreak slowly because there may be a time when it does transition to the 9 set pitch set, but it'll be a long time because it is running a legacy badge and there is no sight yet of it getting a total control. If I get a total control in League Champions, that would be insane. It looks like 8 sets should like the like upper limit, but I'm not sure if 8 set beats out 4 set Golix, 6 set pitched. I could go 7 set pitched if I do a Blackheart as well. There's always a possibility. Yeah, W Blaster gain sitting at 220 mil. God, that's also roughly a 10 mil increase. I think that's all just from the crit damage, which is insane. All right, moving on to the Hydo. The Hydo saw only 5 mil gains in CP, just getting a little bit of extra crit damage, and then nothing really else. But you can see it is starving for gains. Starving. It's out here begging. 18-star pendant and or both pendants are 18 stars, so it needs a lot of love. Still rocking a 17-star ET, and you can see its inventory. I need to cube these up. But Daybreak's legendary. We have a Zerk legendary, and then they've got that spare ET. All these can go absolutely crazy, and look at all these spares. Look, the moment I can get these, like, I also will tap the earring and the belt to 22. I'll probably just free tap it because look at all these spares. And the moment they go 22, God, I can just nuke all these and just gain infinite storage. And Sauce Waiting Room is real. We'll be tapping a lot of pendants because this is 18-star. I may just not tap this and tap a Daybreak instead because it has more longevity. But I only have 2, so... But then again, I don't really need it. So I may just tap it freely and see what happens. And with the Dom, I'm not sure. Again, we have a lot of subs, but kind of want to save the subs for sauce when it does happen, because it will. Like if you're consistent, if you keep at it, it will happen. But an if, it's a will. But same thing as the blaster and the kind of legacy badge, so it doesn't really need a Jenny badge. I'm pretty free to do whatever I want with the cores, which is kind of nice. So far, this might look to be a source, like a source or a map at the moment. Yeah, as it is doing hard Saren, so we'll eventually get a cool. That's the Hayato. And as for the biggest gainer of the week, Kana last week was sitting at 121 mil CP, and this week, boom, 160. God damn, that is a huge increase. Absolutely gigantic. What, 39 mil CP? Let's see what gains were made. So both pennants at 22, transition to a daybreak. Basically, every piece of gear got tapped to 22 stars. The ET went to 21 stars, and look at this, 2 spares still. Fucking 2 spares still. So this was actually a bit of a money sink. I thought I was done, but I wasn't. So I decided to just 4 this, and yeah, I ran out of money before I saw 22, but still saw 21 stars, which is quite big. Actually, I think I went 114. I did 114, and I tried to 4 it again, and from 21 to 22, and that was just a money pit. I boomed, I think. So last week, let's look at this. So last week I had what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Twilights. They all boomed. All of them exploded. I had to redeem. I had 2 like transferable Dawn cores you can transfer. I had to redeem one of those to restore it to finally see 22 stars. And yeah, I think I 4-4'd it as well, just to be certain, because I didn't want to, like, I had like no spares, so that was a trip. But hey, the power of my money. And then so everything else got tapped. This ring didn't get tapped because I ran out of time, or ran out of money, really. That's probably the biggest one. This alignment is also doing my head in right now. So the inventory is looking much cleaner. I also got the secondary to 22 stars. This is a lot of fun to tap, because I think I boomed to 1 once. And what am I going to do with all these? This is a Legend Champion. Do I really want to go beyond 22 stars? Maybe in the far future when I'm bored, I take this beyond 22 stars. But for now, leaving at 22 stars. And also got a fake 3-line. It's like 1.5 lines. Well, 2.5 lines beforehand. But that was also a decent boost in damage. But yes, we also, I think we're 3-set on, which is quite nice. And then everything got a decent pot. I'm not sure if this is, I think this has got changed. I think this is a better pot. I'll have to fix that next time. But going forward, this kind of needs to transition out of my Cope Oso Lab and get back into get into Arcanes. That'll be its next major upgrade, is going to 22 stars. And it's also doing Hard Saren, where I'll look to get a Mitras, and then that'll be a really big increase. Especially since it's currently 3-set right now. The Mitras would go absolutely bonkers on it. But yeah, I'm not sure if these are still 21 stars. I think I cubed them. I redid the screenshot and everything. I need a look. But yeah, we're doing this live. I swear I swear I changed this. Alright, so looking into the Kana. Kana's also, I think it increased stat by a little bit. Alright, so the Kana, I did change it. Oh no, I did not. That's more gains to be made. I will state, I raw tapped the superior ring, the superior pendant, because it was 3-line int. And again, I had spares. I had 3 spares. I have like $1 billion coins. I lied. I only have 900. At least it's 1 spare. But it's 24. That's correct. This should be 24. This should also be 24. So I think nothing too major. And this is now 30%. So I need to fix that next time. Can't believe how chopped this is. But yes, W kind of gains, and I can kind of like get rid of this, because I could. This is done basically. But as for future upgrades, again, it's just the Arcanes, the Mitras, then eventually when it does, yeah, I could tap the map to 21 stars using the 1-1 tech. But right now it's in a pretty good position. Like once it gets arcanes completed, this thing's gonna be like 180 mil CP, and then it gets like Mitras. Yeah, like holy, like the potential on this character is absurd. All right, moving on to the Shade and the Shade Liberated. So last week the Shade was sitting at 90 mil CP, and with its liberation, boom, 40 mil CP gain. God damn. And if we look at the weapon, this is what we're working with. So we've got I think it was a relatively cheap fake tree line, decent flame, and a massive increase to the combat power. Looking forward to boss on this character this week, just to see how much faster it is. And it has also been primed to transition to arcanes, because again, I want to increase that ceiling to take these characters even further and make them even faster. And it's like, yeah, I wasted money going to 21 stars, but hey, look, you learn the hardest by making mistakes, so here we are. And of course, you can notice that I have a legendary glove here, and yeah, I high rolled on this. This is my first ever double prime crit damage with stat line. Like, holy, this thing is going to be juiced when it transitions. Absolutely juiced. I need to also see if hard Seren's feasible on this thing, as I can feel it's what 180 sacred power, and I can take it to like 210 with rentals. But yeah, ideally want to take this again to 275 to make Black Mage easier, and to just increase its ceiling, get another like arcane sack symbol, get it just like 250 sack, maybe even go even further beyond. I'm not sure what I want to do with it, but look, the world's my oyster. I can do whatever I want. Yeah, W Gans in the Shade. I'll report back for next week to see how quick it can do. Satani now. So this is my first. Yeah, this is my first KMS class that's liberated. It's also a boss mill. W. Alrighty, moving on as we have a flashback to the Shade when it was first created. 13 mil. Look how far it is now. Now it's for the Dawn Warrior. These gains were much more subtle. This is more just from event stats. About 3 mil CP gain on the Dawn Warrior. It's liberating this week, so nothing major to report, as its inventory is pretty stock standard. I think I reported the CFE a while ago, but you can see that just need what 285 more points, and bing bang boom, it's liberated. Looking forward to that. We also get a cheeky faster clear on Saren, on V-Healer this week, which is always pop. So looking forward to seeing a fat CP gain for the Dawn Warrior. All right, next up is the Lin. The Lin saw some slight increases due to event buffs, but that's about it. There is absolutely nothing to report on this. I did notice that there was not some miscalculations, but I could liberate on the 23rd if I wished. If I just do one BM run. Because I'll be finishing it the last week. This is current. This week, next week, the week after, and then so that's 40 more points. If I just do Black Mage one more time, this can liberate on the 23rd, which is be kind of pog. But that's also patch day. So I'll see how I feel. I will see how I feel. But yeah, nothing too major to report on the Lin. I do maybe want to look. Frags are hard to come by, but most of the class's damage comes from Peck and Big Peck, these two skills. And so if I just up them some more, this class could do like way more damage. So I may look into to see how valid it is. If I increase those two, just how much more damage this thing can get. Also Hecate, there's also an old screenshot that doesn't show Hecate. I think Hecate would do really well for Lin, as for the other classes. But yeah, it is on my mind on something to prioritize. All right, let's move on, as this video is going absolutely crazy long. The Wild Hunter has lost CP once again. Last week it was sitting at 94 mil. Now it's at 85 because I took this screenshot without rentals. To rely on rentals. The Wild Hunter is still no Twilight marks yet, so I am relying on rental gear until I see one, but I do have that luxury of just being able to full send them to 21 stars. I'm not sure if I got 22 just yet. 21 star is the benchmark for now. Be a while until I go back to like all my C10E boss mills. I do want to wait till they all liberate, and I have made some significant gains on the Legion Champion. But yeah, not much to report on the Wild Hunter. I feel like I'm missing something on this class, as its damage just feels weird. I don't know. Maybe because I don't have these two unlocked. Maybe because I don't have Hecate. Once I lock on these, I may see something different. But this is what we're looking at for the Wild Hunter. Not much to report. And then we have the Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer got a little bit of extra power, about 2 mil CP, but it's chilling. There's nothing to really say about the Demon Slayer. It's cruising. It is. I want to say I'm not used to playing it yet. I still find it awkward in some bosses. But hey, it's all learning curve. But I am looking forward to the animation change where animations are behind the boss, so I can really, really enjoy some of these classes as the animations are. And then finally, we have the Hero. Hero got a massive glow up. Last week, we're sitting at a 74 mil, and boom, that's 94 mil. That's a crazy glow. That's 20 mil CP gain. God damn. We're also at 270. Managed to get some extra, some cheeky strength from 2 symbols going to level 2. And we're at 94.3 mil. Ridiculous. So the major gains is just, I think I was just repotting a bunch of things. I take 3 line to secondary, and then I think I just got 2 line on some rings. Transitioned it to I think I tapped this outside of Star Force, and I just got 18 stars. It's like whatever. And yeah, got a crazy increase. But I am looking forward. It still doesn't have that 3-set sub-pendant set, so that should take it even further beyond, which is absolutely crazy. This thing will probably break 100 mil CP, mainly because of this crazy, crazy emblem line. Goddamn. And of course, it is running the black card. So, also got a weapon jump strength ring. This isn't a rental. So it's a W drop. So in case rentals ever go away, it has some leg to stand on. But it is in a decent spot. Though I may invest some more love into this, get Hecate unlocked, just because it does need some help with its burst. It's quite vulnerable when it does burst, especially pre-libbed. So grab Hecate so I can burst for 4 seconds longer as Combo Instinct, where the skill does crazy damage. I also unlock all these besides War River. I think these 2 are the priority as they do most of the damage. This is like second, like tertiary priority. You never unlock this. This is a waste of frags. So I may take a break from the Errol, gaining some love from the weekly, and up the hero. So yeah. But that wraps it up basically, and also a cheeky little peek at the Errol, who gets its own video. But yeah, that is a crazy amount of gains for this week. But we're now back into a slew week where there isn't a upgrade event on Sunday, which is a welcome change. I'm also moving house, so that's going to be a whirlwind. So I'll see how much I can actually get done of all these characters this week when I have to deal with that. But yes, as always, if you make it this far of the video, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.